we're going to be making sourdough chocolate chip cookie. So I just took out my sourdough from the fridge. I haven't been feeding it at all. It's been about, make sure your scale is to 0. A half a cup of sourdough, or 125 grams. In this bowl with the sourdough, we put 1 large egg. Zero out my scale, so a teaspoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of butternut. Mix this together and we're going to leave this aside. Into this bowl, we're going to add 1 stick of unsalted butter chopped up. And we're going to add half a cup of white sugar, and it's supposed to be 100 grams, so let's see. This is a half a cup measuring, so it's a little bit over, so take that back. So you see why I like weighing out my product instead of so you can see right here, 100 grams, and this is a half a measuring cup right here. Okay, let me zero out my scale. And 100 grams of brown sugar. We have the sugar and brown sugar and butter. Now we're going to mix at low speed. Everything be at low speed. Our goal here is to do it at low speed and not to get airy and creamy dough. So we don't want an airy and creamy dough like other chocolate chip cookie. You see it's crumbly. Now you want to add in a chocolate chip. That will help break up the butter. And everything's at low speed. So I'm using a spatula here to break up the big crumble of butter. See right here? Because we just want it to be crumbly. And then we're going to add our flour. So that looks good right there. See any big chunk of butter? Just break it up with your spatula. I'm going to measure out our dry ingredient. In here, the shifter, we're going to have, see, make sure your scale is 0. And we're going to do 3/4 cup of flour, which would be 95 grams. I'm going to do 1 cup, be 125 grams. Zero out the scale. Next we're going to do 5 grams of salt, should be a teaspoon. See, it's 5 grams already, and I have this much left. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, half teaspoon of baking powder, we're going to shift all this together. We're going to add the dry ingredients, the flour, with the baking soda and salt in here. Now we're going to beat it on low until everything is mixed. Always low speed. Don't forget to scrape the side of the bowl and on the bottom. So you think about this like the reverse creaming method, where we beat all the dry ingredients. So we're not going for airy, creamy, fluffy batter on the cookie. Now after mixing on low for about a minute, you can see right here, not really any more big lumps of butter. If there is, just squish it down with your spatula. See, on both sides. So it's pretty crumbly. Now we're going to add the wet ingredient, the eggs, sourdough, vanilla mixture. On low speed, we're going to add the egg mixture. And just want to mix it until combined. You don't want to overmix. This way you want to undermix. So that should be good. Now you can use your spatula to mix it together. So now we're going to mix it the rest in by hand because you don't want to overmix the dough. See, there's some dry spot in the bottom. So, see, and just mix it in. Now we're just making cookie balls and put in the fridge. I'm able to get 12 sourdough cookie. They weigh roughly around 3 ounces for each one. And we're going to put into a preheated oven at 350. You can do 375 if you want, for about 10-15 minutes. All depending on how hot your oven is. Okay, 13 minutes later, let's take a look at the cookies. Wow, look at that. Nice and puffy. Okay, let's try these cookies. Ooh, look at that. Nice bottom. Let's break it open. Moment of truth. Look at that. See what it tastes like. Very tender cookie. So puffy from the sourdough. And so flavorful. Okay, viewer, now you have something to do with your sourdough starters. What do you like in your cookie? And this recipe is so versatile. You can add nuts, oatmeal, whatever you like. You see how cake-like the cookie is? Very puffy. It's delicious. Bon appetit. See you in the next video.